The 63 degrees right now, and yes, as we get prepared for storms, how about a little, I don't know, humor? Wouldn't that be nice?
I think it's appropriate for today. I'll get us started if you're ready with one that, quite frankly, just isn't that funny. Remote controls in the 1960s were so much better than they are today. They not only could change channels, but they could deliver a beer, operated on voice command. They were called children.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Hey, can you change the channel, Sonny, there, and bring me a beer while you're at it? There you go.
Yes, indeed. Today is World Circus Day, as producer Tim pointed out this morning on Today in History, right?
Yeah.
So a circus performer driving home after a long day of training when he's pulled over by a police officer for a broken tail light. The officer looks in the car and sees a collection of knives in the back seat. Sir, he says, why do you have all these knives? Well, they're for my juggling act, the circus performer replies. I don't believe you, says the cop. Prove it. So the performer gets out of his car and begins juggling the knives flawlessly. Well, right at that moment, a car with two guys in it drives by. Wow, says one to the other. I'm glad I quit drinking. These new sobriety tests are tough.
That's good. Let's just end it there. That's fabulous. That's absolutely fantastic. How about this one? A cop pulls a man over for speeding. I'll follow suit. He walks up to the car and says, do you know how fast you were going? The man says, I was trying to keep up with traffic. The cop looks up and down the highway. What are you talking about? There is no traffic. And the man said, yeah, that's how far behind I am.
Yeah.
See, we should have stopped with the last one. I'm just
Like
done.
that.
I arrived early to the restaurant. The manager said, do you mind waiting for a bit? I said, no, not at all. Good, he said. Take these drinks to table 9.
I like that one.
That was pretty good.
Hey, the toilets at Home Depot are for display purposes only. I know that now. Producer Tim, you got one or two, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'm at the airport, and there's a woman completely passed out on the baggage carousel. She's slowly coming around now.
She's slowly coming around.
I got one other one.
I like that one.
There's two guys talking, and says one says to the other, just bought a top-of-the-line hearing aid for $7,000. The other guy says, really? What kind is it? $1,230.
Yeah.
$1,230.
Oh, that's fun.
That is fun. That's a funny
Now,
one.
I've got one I want to follow that one up with. That should not have taken me a minute to get, but it did. This one might take a minute to get, but I tell you, once I got it, I thought it was the funniest thing I had heard. Boat rental manager over loudspeaker. Boat number 81. Your 2-hour rental period is up. Please return to the dock. The boat rental intern says to the manager, sir, we only have 60 boats. The boat rental manager goes back over the loudspeaker and says, boat number 18, do you require assistance? Okay, so I want to take you back through it. His first announcement is, boat number 81, your 2-hour period. Yeah, we only have 60. It's upside down. There you go. But that is hilarious.
Yes.
I just laughed. That was one that I read it. I laughed out loud. I had to share it, but I knew it would be a hard one to follow. But
1881.
anyway.
Yeah.
Boat rental
Upside down. It's capsized.
Boat number 18, do you require assistance?
That's hilarious.
I was in a job interview today when the manager handed me his laptop and said, I want you to try to sell this to me. So I put it under my arm, walked out of the building, and went home. Eventually, he called my mobile phone and said, bring it back here right now. I said, $200 and it's yours. Sell me this. Okay. We should have stopped at your first job. No, yours was funny, too.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
So they say to have a perfect marriage, you should treat your wife like you did on your first date. You've heard that, right?
Yeah.
So last night after dinner, I dropped her off at her parents' house.
How about this one? An engineer versus a manager. A man is flying in a hot air balloon and realizes he's lost. He reduces height and spots a man below. He lowers the balloon farther and shouts, excuse me, can you tell me where I am? The man below says, well, you're in a hot air balloon hovering about 30 feet above the field. You must be an engineer, says the balloonist. I am, replies the man. How did you know? Well, says the balloonist, everything you just told me is technically correct. but it's of no use to anyone. The man below says, you must be in management. He says, I am. How did you know? Well, says the man, you don't know where you are or where you're going, but you expect me to be able to help you. You're in the same position you were before we met, but now it's all my fault. There you go.
Good closer. I love that.
All
one.
right. We came in strong, went out strong, and had a strong one right in the middle there with producer Tim, too. So.
And if we get asked all the time, so if you would like a transcript of today's Hump Day Humor, I hope you wrote them down.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.